You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. That was said by C.S. Lewis. To realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation. That was said by Paul Coelho. And then carve your name on hearts, not on tombstones. That was said by Shannon Alder. Welcome, friends, for today. It's me, your host, the friends. And today it's very special because we are having a special guest, and he's coming live all the way from Manila in Philippines. And this is the first time I'm having somebody in the show from the Philippines. So I'm so excited to have him here with me in the studios already. Please let's make welcome Fernando Academia Jr.
Hi guys, nice to meet you everyone. Thank you for having me here, and I'm very much excited to be in your show.
Wow, thank you so much. You are welcome. Now, Fernando, we have a lot that we're going to discuss today. So, but starting with, I want you to introduce yourself so that my audience can get to know you better.
All right, yeah. Hi, I'm Fernando Academia. I'm from the Philippines, and after college, I graduated journalism. But right after, I went into a missionary work for 7 or 8 years. So after graduation, I became a missionary for 7 or 8 years, mostly arranging communication, social media for the organizations I'm with. Then later on, I worked for nonprofit that is on communication research. Now I own a digital marketing agency, and we're very much focused on finding the right means to communicate a person's mission, a person's purpose, so that the people who he would want to help can understand what's the reason behind doing a business. So yeah, I'm very much excited to speak with you all. Nice meeting you. Can you hear me? Hello.
Now, I think I can hear you now.
All right.
Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. My signal is great.
Okay, it's like the network was fluctuating or something like that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so thank you so much for introducing yourself. Now, the Philippines. It's wonderful to talk with somebody from the Philippines, and the Philippines is an exciting place to be. I want. What's your
Okay.
time right now over there?
It's 7 p.m. now, right in here in the Philippines.
Oh, 7 p.m. Okay, over here it's 12 p.m.
Right.
Before we go into our topic for today, can you tell me one or two things about the Philippines and what makes the Philippines so exciting?
Oh, sure. Philippines is exciting because they're, of course, like other beautiful countries with most of its parts are nature. There's a lot of places to go. It's very peaceful, and Filipinos are known to be hospitable. Even if they don't have food on their own plates, they would accommodate you and treat you like a king when you visit. So, visit here for the hospitality and stay here. I mean, visit here for the good tourist spots, but also stay here for the people.
Wow, that's great to hear. And I'm sure my audience, many of them they'll be happy to hear that because there are people that want to travel, that want to even visit the Philippines and all of that. In fact, just before this show, I was talking with somebody about one of is a church member actually that is currently in
Mm.
the Philippines. So there are people that want to go there and all of that. So it's great to hear about the hospitality and the wonderful things about your country. So you're welcome to the show once again. Today we are dealing with finding your life mission. Fernando, many people are confused. They don't know what's their life mission, So how can somebody find his life mission?
Right. It's really hard to find your life mission. And sometimes it's not permanent. There are times that you realize there are what you call sequential calling, meaning at a certain part of your life, there's you are engaged in a certain mission. You feel the fire towards it. Then much later, you are directed to something else. So finding your life mission is really hard, and it's a lifelong journey. At one point, you would love to have your own business, but on another point, you would want to work for philanthropy, and there are many ways to do it actually. So in my case, I do it with a series of questions as I go along in my life. Uh, Remember, I was a missionary for 7 years, and every day I get to ask if what I'm doing is still the core mission that I believe in, and I would, if missionary work was still something I am very much passionate about. So yeah, every day you get to ask yourself a few questions to make sure you are in your life mission right now.
Wow, that's very uh, inspiring. It's an eye opener, I would say, Fernando. So, one thing that is mentioned, you've said it's a lifelong journey, which means that for as long as one lives, he will keep on, trying to know his life mission, especially part time, right?
Exactly, yeah. Even me as a 32-year-old, I still get to ask a lot of questions about my life, what's happening around me. Even if I have successes in life, I get to question everything and see and to get a good grasp of if what I'm doing is aligned with my heart's purpose, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's great. Thank you very much for that. Then you also mentioned something, sequential calling. Can you explain a little bit more about the sequential calling?
Sure. For example, if you graduate college or if you're in high school, if you graduate high school, you think that your purpose in life is related to your ambition or to the job description that you're looking for. And that's understandable because that's often how families are brought up. We are taught to be an astronaut, a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner, and that's fine. At a certain part of our life, we are at a certain level of maturity that we feel our purpose, our life mission is dependent on our interest. And so, right after graduation, we think that if we want to be a doctor, that's the straight path we go. So that defines the initial stages of a sequential calling. But much later, when you're there, where you're doing your work as a doctor, as a lawyer, you realize that there are things in that work or in that organization, for example, that doesn't align with your core values anymore. And you feel that it goes against your own personality. That's when you get the question, So now that I've grown to this much, I grown this much, what would be the next step for me? How would I be more helpful? Where can I seek more growth? Where does my heart really align? Then you move to another, at that point you get to ask yourself if you still ought to be what you initially wanted to be, or you would want to change the path you would want to take. Some doctors have become lawyers. Some, for example, I graduated journalism. I became a marketer, but before that I was a missionary. So at certain parts of your life, at certain parts of your maturity and your growth as a person, you get to reflect if the path you're taking, the job title that you have is still aligned with your person.
Mm. So when you talk about missionary, when you talk about missionary, do you mean Christian missionary?
I was a Catholic Christian missionary. Yes.
Okay.
Mostly I
Catholic.
was assigned in, yeah, Catholic Christian. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
wow, that's amazing. That's interesting to know. Wow. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, if there's something I get from this sequential calling you are talking about, if there's one thing I'll get from it, it's that the most important thing in finding one's life mission is locating what you are doing right now. What are you doing now? And probably putting your best into it. Because right where you are may be your life mission at the moment, but you may not know it. You, you
Agree.
are somewhere. You are somewhere, you are in a location, you are in a business, you are in a job, you are in an office, you are in a community, you are in a particular place, and you have an assignment there, you have things to do there, there are responsibilities on you there. So what you should do is to work hard on those things, be as excellent as much as you can, as much as possible, because you may not be there forever. I think that sequential calling, what I get from there. You may not be there for forever, so you have to put in your best for the meantime till when it happens that you may have to move from that level or from that place or from that location to another location.
Agree. And it's also very much dependent on the people you do it for. I mean, if you're doing a work for example, if you're working for a nonprofit that is helping people with depression, you are doing that work not just for the organization, but for the people who are depressed who would need your help. But also at certain times you feel your family needs you more and that you have to earn more for them or else your family will suffer. That's a different track that you have to take. You have to excel in that as well. You're very correct when you said that wherever you are is your current calling and you have to give your best, or else I mean, you can only realize your calling once you give your best on something. You can break through your limitations after, or you can get stuck in your own box. But your life mission isn't always inside a comfort zone or a box that you put yourself around, that you put around yourself. So yeah, that's very much true. You're very much correct.
Wow, thank you very much, Fernando. I'm really enjoying this discussion today. Now, most times, I've traveled to several countries. I've traveled to like 13 countries, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been in several places, and I've interacted with people, work with people. And one thing I discover, people all over the world, one thing I discover is that people are looking, they're always searching, they're always finding, they're always saying, I need to do this, I need to do that. They're always looking for their life mission. And because of that, they are not present in their current situation, their current location, their current job, their current office, their current family. They are not present there because they feel that their life mission is outside of them. Their life mission is something that is, maybe above them or somewhere distant from where they are. So they see other people fulfilling their calling, fulfilling their life mission, and they say, "Oh, I want to be like that person." And they feel that where they are is not their own life mission, it's not their own place. What do you have to say to them?
Yeah, to a certain point, some people really would feel like that with social media around now, and everything you see is something attractive. Of course, they feed you with ads, they feed you with good photos, they curate your experience and make sure that what you see on the screen is something exciting. Of course, you would dream for that better place. You would dream for that better experience. But again, there are two ideas to that. Either you are assigned or your mission is to the people near you, or you might be the next Elon Musk that whose mission is to build a spaceship to get people to Mars. So that's twofold. If your mission is for your immediate community, very well, very good. Do your best there, and God will honor your effort, and God will bless your work. But if your calling is somewhere else, and through your deep discernment and prayer, you are sure that you're directed there, by all means, go to that place. By all means, go to other countries and help feed the needy, or by all means, save up money and build your own business to help the people you would want to help. So yeah, it really there's a really thin line on decision making with these things. But again, uh, if I can, in my slides here, I prepared, of course, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future full of hope. And that assurance is in itself telling us that somehow, somewhere, our mission lies. And unless we take on that mission, we won't really prosper. And when you take that mission, you will be blessed a thousandfold. So that's why finding your life mission is that really important.
So, can I say to somebody today that for you to find your life mission, you have to take on your mission?
Yes, you have to take on your mission. It's not totally separate from your future.
Mm,
It's either your mission now, but again, it can be what will propel you to the next. So unless you give yourself here and be in your present, you can't really proceed to your future.
mm. Give yourself here and be in your mission, be in your current mission. Guys, this is value for money or for time. This guy is giving us something good. I tell you the truth. Hey, Fernando, you are
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing these wonderful truths with us.
pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine. You
Now,
can
can I
ask
tell
me
you
anytime.
something? Can I tell you something? So, months ago, I was in a community. I was actually living in that community at that time. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was invited for a graduation ceremony. And when
Oh,
I
right.
got there, I observed the way the graduation ceremony was done and all of that. And now, right now, I'm in another place, I'm in another state.
Mm-hmm.
And just yesterday, I was in another graduation ceremony. But this time it was organized by a bigger school. You get? And now as I got to this graduation ceremony yesterday, I realized that there are things I saw in that small graduation some months ago. There are things I saw, there are things I observed, there are things I learned in that graduation. And now I need to share those things with this school where I came to attend the graduation yesterday. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. So, which means that as at the time I was some months ago in that small school where I attended that small graduation, it's possible I
Mhm.
could have been saying, oh, I wish I'm not here, or I'm looking for my life mission, or whatever, without even knowing that my being in that place, in that small graduation, was my life mission. Because right now, the things I learned in that small graduation, I need to start putting them into use in this bigger place where I found myself.
Awesome.
So it's just an example of what you are talking about, what you are sharing with us. And I want to make our audience to understand today that your life mission begins where you are, right where you are. That's why the Bible says that whatsoever thy hand findeth to do it well. So, what are you doing right now? Are you right now? You say, oh, you are in a village in Africa. You are in one village in Africa. It does not matter where you are. Right where you are, what are you doing? You see, life is step by step. You are not qualified to climb to the next step when you are not through with the current step that you are in. Everything around you, everything that is going on around you, it's a preparation for tomorrow. So you have to be faithful where you are. You have to be committed where you are. You have to be present, like Fernando said, where you are. You have to make use of the opportunities that you have at the moment. And sometimes, if you are not making use of what you have right now, you will not be able to get the access to where you are supposed to be tomorrow, because maybe where you are might be the step that will lead you to the place you will be tomorrow. Am
Agree.
I? Am I?
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very much correct. Again, remember, with all throughout the scriptures, that was affirmed that God will meet you where you are. While you're seeking Him, He's already there. So
Mm.
whatever your mission is, wherever you are, you're perfectly fine because God will meet you there and take you where He would want you to. So yeah, very much helpful insight there. I'm taking notes as well. That's why I'm looking at my left monitor.
Oh wow, thank you. Fernando, that reminds me the story of that woman in the Bible. And Fernando, one more thing, I think I appreciate you so much. I see you are of my speakers. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they are not very comfortable when I quote the scriptures or when I talk about
Mhm.
something godly or whatever. Sometimes they are not comfortable, but I'm happy that you are comfortable and you are okay and you are even quoting scriptures. I'm amazed
If,
and I'm really grateful.
if I
So,
had known earlier, I would have prepared slides with the right Bible verse. So
thank you so much,
yeah, I'm very much welcome. Yeah.
Fernando. So the story I was trying to remind the woman, as she was seated in that spot, she was crying. Why was she crying? Because there was no water for her and her baby. So she dropped her baby and left the baby to die. And she sat somewhere not too far from where the baby was. And she was there crying. And she didn't know that her miracle, her life mission, was within her, was around her. And while she was crying there, the angel appeared to her and directed her and said, look behind you, there is a well. And she saw the well very close to where she was. I think that's how the life mission is. Many people, they are saying, I need to get this, I need to get that. But the truth of the matter is that your life mission is right with you, right where you are. You just have to realize it. And sometimes you will not realize it until you are present. You will not realize it until you start doing it.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly, exactly. And again, remember when you go into prayer, you don't imagine yourself transporting to heavens. You're you're inviting the Lord to come to you, to meet you where you
Hey.
are. And that's why imagine you're praying alive and well now, and you prayed and transported to heaven you're dead. You don't want that, of course. You're praying to invite the Lord into your presence. I mean, to sit and be with his presence as well wherever you are.
Wow, that's very, very powerful. That's very, very powerful, Fernando. That's very powerful. Now, there's a dog that is disturbing outside. That's why I got up. I'm sorry about that. I'll still
It's
need
all
to
right.
go and open the windows again. Now, I want to ask you the life mission. Why is it that some people never feel fulfilled in their life? They are never fulfilled.
um Personally, I don't have a one singular answer for that. I feel I'm not in a position to judge, especially to each person is a different calling. To each person is a different life story waiting to be revealed. So I don't have one singular answer for that. But I think I have three major tips I can leave behind just so people can continue to pursue their life mission. Of course, fulfillment is something hard to reach, and it's always uh, something we run after. But with three things I would leave behind would be one is push, because effort is always needed to succeed, and that would be your push. Second is pause, because you have to make sense of what's happening around. You don't just go running and doing your life mission without trying to reflect on things being taught to you, things you should realize and reflect on. And third is, I'm not sure if everyone is comfortable, but I believe third it should be prayer. There are things you can't understand on our own, and no matter how we try, no matter how stable we become, there are things that we leave to prayer. Whoever you're praying to, and whatever religion you belong to, prayer is a necessity, I believe. So again, that's push, pause, and prayer. That are my three non-negotiables to pursue your life mission.
Wow. Thank you so much, Fernando. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the wonderful things that you are sharing with us in the program today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure is mine.
Now, I want to ask you sometimes somebody might have a life mission. He has discovered his life mission. He has known what he needs to be doing part time, but there is no money to carry out the life mission. At that point, what do you do?
That's hard. Again, I would first go with prayer, just to make sure that you're in the right track, because you don't always know. As people, we don't always know, and that should be fine. But if there's no money in that, it would really depend on your current responsibility. There's a bigger picture to that. If there's no money in the things that you do, but you're the one only, you're the sole breadwinner in the family, then you must rethink, is the mission that you feel you would want to do something you should do right now, or you should be doing something else first. I mean, you cannot for example, you can't handle $1 million without trying to first handle 100. So
Hmm.
at first, you must settle with what are the things that I should do now that would get me to that mission later on. That would be saving up for that mission until such time that you can afford to do it without worrying for the financial responsibilities that you have. Again, there are many things at play here: your family, your upbringing, wherever you are in the world. There are a lot of things to consider. And if you feel that there's a bigger mission out there somewhere, but you can't go to it yet because you don't have the funds, then you should do something to prepare you to get there as fast as you can. You network with people, you offer services for free until you get testimonials. Then again, offer your services. Then much later, after you have saved up or perhaps invested in other things, you can focus on the mission that you would want to have in life. So yeah, I think
Wow.
it's a step by step process sometimes. Yeah, and you mentioned it a while ago.
Thank you.
It's a step by step process. You can't jump to a
Mm.
higher responsibility without taking responsibility of what you have to do now.
Wow. Thank you so much. Now, I want to ask you, how do you get the right people to assist you, help you, join you, support you in your life mission? How do you get the right people? Because sometimes having the right people, it's always a challenge. And sometimes the difference between a success and a failure is just the right people, the people around you. So how do you get the right people? How do you make sure that you have the right people around you in fulfilling your life mission?
Maybe that's twofold. One, if you're someone who hires people, the secret there is to hire hire slow, fire fast. But if you're not in that position of hiring, if you're talking about people to support you, like friends, family, uh, it also takes a lot of compassion and mind setting, just because you have to understand where they are coming from as well. For example, me as a mission, when going to mission, I must understand that when I went to mission, I wouldn't be able to help my parents fund the education of my siblings. And I had to consider that. I had to put that in mind, but also surround myself with people who would affirm my calling. Since I think this is familiar to you too. When you're in a community and you've been there for a while, you get to adapt their mindset. And if that mindset doesn't align with your goals, you are taken afar from your goals. So again, twofold: if you're hiring people, get the most competent but also the passionate people to work for you. Then if it doesn't work, it doesn't mean that they are incompetent or whatever. It just means that they're not the right fit. You have to fire them immediately. On the other end, if you're talking about friends, family, there's really a lot to consider there. You have to consider their life mission too. If their life mission involves you, if not, you might have to reflect on those things as well. Some of my I have a lot of friends that I don't communicate with frequently now, just because we have different priorities. But it doesn't mean that they don't have a place in my heart. It's just that we may have grown apart a little bit because we had to focus on our own priorities. So uh, a lot to say about that, really. But no fixed answer on how to choose the right friends or family members to lead you to your life mission.
Yeah, I feel that you've given us good points, good value there, and I appreciate that. Now, life mission, it's very, very important. And for some people, they feel they will never get their life mission in their country or in the place where they are. So they believe that they must move to another country in order for their life mission to be accomplished. I'll give you an example. Starting with myself, I have worked for years in the country where I grew up in. But the first time I made some good money, okay, in the work I'm doing, was when I traveled to another country. That was the first time I made money. That was the first time I saw money in the work I'm doing. So sometimes some people, they already have that kind of mindset that I can never prosper here. I can never make it here. I can never fulfill my mission here unless I go to another place. So what advice do you have for such people?
Um, I have a personal answer, but I don't. Again, I don't want to be judgmental. Uh, I'm speaking in behalf of my own experiences. So, uh, for those who are listening who may not agree, this is just from
This is
personal
just from
experience.
personal experience.
So,
So
uh,
uh,
there are a
there
lot of
are a lot of
limitations.
limitations.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I hear myself
I
from
hear
the
myself from
earphones.
the earphones.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
for those who feel that they cannot prosper here, uh, there, of course, for example, there are countries that you can't really be an astronaut just because they don't have space program. There are countries that you can't be a free diver because they are really deserts. There are no bodies of water. If that's the case, then you have to prepare to go to that country that you feel would fulfill your life mission. But again, it will start from where you are. You would have to prepare yourself, but also everything else: money, skills, network, uh, to be where you want to be. But it doesn't mean that you can't start your success where you are now. So yeah, I think it's not a finite advice. For example, for me, I feel that if I move to a different country, I'd be earning a lot more too, just because people think that if you're from this part of the world, you're a virtual assistant. So I feel that if I put my skills somewhere in another country, I feel I would prosper. But it did not stop me from reaching out to people overseas just because of that. So again, a case to case basis. If logistically there are no waters, if you want to free dive, if there are no space programs, if you want to be an astronaut, you have to go somewhere else. But if not, treat every part of your day, every part of your life as a stepping stone towards that mission. Or lastly, maybe it's also a form of redirection. Maybe it's also a form of redirection. People as we change our minds easily if we don't feel uh,
really
a strong passion
strong
towards it.
passion towards it.
Uh, but
Uh,
also
but also,
we have bias towards what we know. Again, if for some reason you don't feel you'd be reaching your life mission where you are, it can also be a redirection. It can also be a redirection.
wow, wow, thank you so much. Now I want to ask you, Fernando, about peace building. What's your role in peace building?
Right. Uh, when we are, for example, we talk to people, we communicate with other people, we post things on media, we do our own YouTube channels, and that we tend to we of course we would always speak from our own frame of reference. We'd always speak from our point of experience and the things that we know. And sometimes that causes conflict because we don't put into consideration, or we don't have that much empathy to understand the people who are listening to us, and that causes conflict. So in one of the talks I made in a university, I told them, when we persevere towards a goal, we tend to see everyone to be seemingly working against you. and suddenly they all become your competition, even if they don't intend to be. That's where hatred, anger, and misunderstandings come. People that are not just because people are not working towards you doesn't mean they are against you. They are also living their own lives, struggling their own problems, just on a different path.
Mm. Okay. So, do you have any projects you are doing on peace building?
Currently, not at this moment. Previously, I had some, but now I think most of my projects are on digital marketing, but also on digital literacy. So those are the things I previously worked on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, I was a missionary for a few years. For 3 years, I was assigned to Indonesia, a predominantly Muslim country. So I
Mm.
had to learn how to speak peacefully, while also keeping true to the teachings that I teach, that I share, the doctrines that we have as Catholic Christians. So making sure that uh, I don't compromise the content of what I teach, but also I'm not clashing against the basic Christian values found in their religion. So that's why peace building is really important.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is so powerful, Fernando. You've given us so much value today, and I really appreciate. Now, in the news, we see in the news. Sometimes the news can give negative reports about various countries. Sometimes, so permit me to ask you this question. We see in the news sometimes when they talk about the drugs market in the Philippines, how sometimes people are being killed as a result of the drugs, something, and all of that. How is it going? The situation now handled?
Yeah, I don't want to be political in my opinions here,
Okay,
just to play it
okay,
safe,
okay,
but
okay, okay,
I think
okay.
the government
Maybe I
is
should
doing what it
can I
can.
ask
Yeah.
you this way? If it will be too political for you to answer like that, then there's no problem. Let me ask you this way: drugs is a worldwide problem. There's drug problem in Asia. There's drug problem in America. Youths deal on drugs, and the drugs comes in various forms and various shapes. So, what's your message to youths out there and about drugs? What's your message to them about drugs?
For those youth who are listening, you would always want to be better and grow to be a better person. And but along the way, I understand that sometimes you disagree with your parents, you disagree with the things in the world, and because we tend to, as young people, we tend to get mad, and just because we don't understand things and we don't feel the same way. But again, we put value to the experiences of the people ahead of us. Let's honor the lives that they offer, the lives of the people who are taking care of us, but also honor the lives of the people who went ahead just because they did drugs. Why not learn from the lessons in the past? If drugs are proven to be uh, fatal, and it would really not lead you somewhere beneficial for you, why try it? Why do it? Again, your life mission awaits. Don't waste your life just because you want to try the next good thing. Don't waste your life just because a 2 minutes of a cigarette, uh, I mean, a 2 minute experience of drugs can give you the high. Life is hard as it is, I understand. But again, your life mission awaits, and it's a far more exciting thing than drugs.
Mm. That's a very powerful one, Fernando. You said your life mission awaits. Youth, can you hear that? My audience, those of you watching from Zambia, from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Ghana, do you hear that? Those of you that will watch the replay, your life mission awaits you. Your life mission. No matter what you are doing now, it's not your final life mission. There's something else ahead of you. So your life mission awaits you. So if you go into drugs and you destroy yourself, how will you be able to accomplish your life mission? It will be difficult. So you have to stay away from drugs, stay away from alcohol, stay away from smoking, stay away from whatever is going to make you not to be able to achieve your dreams, whatever is going to stop you from achieving your life. Mission, you've got to stay away from those. Remember something I read that said that so I ask you, Fernando, the best time for one to fulfill his life mission, is there as a youth or in old age?
Um,
Yeah.
that's a hard question, uh, because I don't have experience of old age. I'm just 32. Uh, I feel, just based on my personal where I am right now, I feel that you have to start finding your life mission as early as you can. But I understand that you may not find it, but some people may find it at a later part of their lives. And that's okay. Again, like you said a while ago, it's a step-by-step process. Wherever you are can be the path leading you to your life mission. So start young, but don't be too hard on yourself to find it immediately, or else you'd be punishing yourself unnecessarily. So yeah, things will develop, things will grow. You will develop and grow as youth. So start early trying to find that life mission, but don't be too hard on yourself, and maybe sooner or later you'll find it. That would be the best time to do it.
Wow, that's very powerful, Fernando. Start early to find your life mission. So, at whatever stage you are in right now, at whatever level, at whatever time, at whatever age you are in, start now to find your life mission. The earlier you start, the better for you. Be focused in your life mission. Act on what you believe. Act on what you think is the opportunity that is before you. Whatever responsibility that has been given to you where you are, go ahead and do it excellently, beautifully, and you never can tell what will happen tomorrow. It was said of Warren Buffett, I was watching a video yesterday, and they said that Warren Buffett started investing at a very early age, and he started making money at a very early age. He started getting money from his investment at an early age. But the greatest time that he started making money was when he had passed the age of 50 years. That was when he started making more money from the investment he had made in his 20s, in his earlier years. So whatever investment you make today is going to be waiting for you in your future. You are going to reap it in your future. So go ahead and make investment today. Make investment with your money, make investment with your time, make investment with your energy, make investment with your knowledge. What you know, pass it to others, teach others, train others, develop others, build others, help others to become better. Make use of what you have for today. And tomorrow, you might reap something better and something greater. I wish you all the best. As we are getting towards the end of the year, it's a fantastic time. It's a wonderful time to, to begin to build yourself again, to begin to find your life mission. You say, oh, it's December, it's the end of the year. My friend, it's not yet over. You can still find your life mission today. Even your life mission for the year 2021, you can get it today. We still have some weeks before the year is over, at least like 1, 2 weeks. It's still remaining. Within this short time, you can do something that will become unforgettable. It will become something that you will use to remember 2021. So why sit down? Why keep waiting? You've got to rise up and be present. Rise up and take charge. Rise and fulfill your mission. God bless you. We love you so much. We believe so much in you. And that's why we've come to do this show today, for you to be blessed. Thank you, Fernando, all the way from the Philippines. I appreciate you. Can you give us just one last word before we wrap up the show?
Oh, sure. Last words would be, I would like to remind you of the three things I mentioned. Every dream that's worth doing requires a push. That means your effort, your time, your preparation. A pause, where you would take time to realize what's happening and take time to reflect on what you're doing. And for me, I added the third one, which is prayer, because somewhere along the way, we must admit that we're humans after all. And there's sort of guidance that we should get somewhere, somehow, whatever the religion, whatever the belief. So, with that in mind, I would join the Prince in saying that we should finish this year strong, because you've proven
Mm,
already that you're strong. You've been through a
yes.
lot of challenges the past 2 years in this pandemic. You did it
Mm,
already, and you deserve a round of applause for that. Good job.
mm,
You've done well, and you're strong.
mm,
But let's finish the year
mm,
stronger.
mm,
Let's do the best that you can until the year ends, but also extend
mm.
it to finally living the best lives that we have, because we finally find our mission in life.
Wow. Thank you, Fernando. That was a great parting shot. I celebrate you. Until we
Thank
meet
you.
again, may God bless you. Thank you so
That's
much
it.
for watching. Please, guys, audience, my friends, leave a comment, leave a word, and let us know if you are enjoying the program. If the program today has blessed you, leave a comment for us and let us know. Thank you so much, Fernando, for coming. Thank you all for watching. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.